Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Bible. I'm Sonny Childs. The other day I posted a Let's Talk Bible devotional, and it featured Judah. It went over really well. And so I got to thinking that, that might be a good thing for me to do every once in a while. So I'm going to start a series within a series, if you'll allow me to do that. And we're going to call it the Judah Journal. The Judah Journal. It's just stuff he does. And I got my little book, write down some of these experiences, and I'll show you a little video clip here in a second, and we'll do that. It was prompted by this book that I wrote years ago, On Our Way to Heaven. It's just a bunch of funny stories, 52 of them, I believe, and they're all followed by a devotional. Most of them feature Gabriel or Bryson and doing some kind of silliness. Pretty funny stuff. It went over well. I think we got a few copies left. If you're interested, you can message me and I can see if I can get you one. But I got to thinking about, documenting their life and how much of a pleasure that was. And I like to kind of document the life of Judah. He's an amazing kid. I'm so proud of my grandson, the way he's developing. Got some good parents. But anyhow, I was thinking about doing that. And so today's Judah entry, if you will, is Judah and the church steps. You'll like this.
Judah loves to climb steps. On our way to church, didn't need to climb those steps to just go right back down a ramp. But hey, like the guy said, why did you climb the mountain? Because it was there. Grandma and Judah on their way to church.
All right, well, let's look at our passage now and see how it ties together with that little video clip. Psalms chapter 16, verse 11, you make known to me the paths of life. You fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Obviously, you see the 3 points there, and let's tie them together with this video, and maybe more importantly, with a make it real moment. I got to thinking the other day that, I probably need to do more than just throw something up here on the whiteboard. Today's make it real moment is experience life. Experience life. See, that's what Judah was doing. He was not just going up the steps and down the ramp, but he wants to touch and taste and be a part of everything. And we need to be that same kind of person. We need to enjoy life, experience life, if you will. I do think that that's part of the journey. Let's see these 3 points. Number one, he talks about this idea of the path of life. In addition to just throwing up these little hints or challenges, I'm going to try to start giving you some practical steps that you can do, make it a real-time moment. You could just start right now. Number one, paths. If you're going to experience life, I would suggest to you that you might need to branch out and try some new things. I'm not saying that everybody needs to go bungee jumping. Matter of fact, I wouldn't recommend that at all. But, there are things that if you branched out a little bit, pushed yourself a little bit, you could not only be more effective in the Lord's work, but you would have a greater appreciation of who he is and how he works in your life and changes you, etc. Notice it's the paths of life. You want to experience life? Get on his path. One of the things you're going to find in following after God is that he likes to take you on new paths. Challenges. So try something new. Second word, he says that you're going to find joy in his presence. Joy in his presence. Now, the sensations that come about because being in the presence of God. I would encourage you to utilize all of your senses. God created them. Sometimes just close your eyes and imagine what it would be like if you could not see. Or while you got your eyes closed, listen deeply to the sounds that are around about you, not just the sounds on the surface, but go deeper. For instance, I got the car on right now, so I can hear this hum, but if I turn the car off, you can hear things in a deeper way. Taste. Sometimes eat your food without putting salt on it or without putting ketchup or whatever, and just allow what comes to you to set on your tongue and recognize what's happening there. The senses. Number two, I'd suggest to you, he says here that we're going to have joy in his presence. I think one of the reasons we can have joy in his presence is because everything just is heightened whenever you're in the presence of the one who actually created you and made you. Number three, notice he says here at the end, in your presence with eternal pleasures at your right hand, the pleasures that are going to come. The world takes that word and runs off in such a perverted direction with it. I'd like to back us up here and appreciate it in a healthy mode. when you define pleasures here, recognize that the world so often they try to find pleasure in places that do not provide lasting pleasure. They might provide fleeting sensations, but how many rich people do you know who don't really have lasting pleasure? I would suggest to you that you need to define pleasure as not happiness. Happiness is something that doesn't stick around very long oftentimes. I would suggest you need to define pleasures as being a part of contentment, a state of contentment. I find it interesting that Paul would write that he was able to find contentment, whatever state he was in, whatever condition he was in. That's bigger, that's deeper than happiness, because Paul, he saw some pretty rough spots in his life. And so when you seek this pleasure, remember to look for things that are lasting, things that actually allow you to sit back and say, that's good. That's good. All right, well, there's the first entry into our Judah journal. I hope that it was valuable to you and that you'll use your senses, that you'll try something new, and that you'll define pleasure correctly. Till next time, this is Sonny Chow signing off, saying, be there, Matthew 16:26. We are the Sonny Childs and Family Ministries, serving as missionaries to this great nation. Please pray for us and consider adding us to your missions giving.